don't know. Oh, that was weird. Did we just drop some? We might have just dropped some frames. But it looks like we're back. Okay. Okay, I think we're back. Okay. Awesome. Let me check just in case. Maybe that's a good part to stop at. Because I don't know if we're still rolling. My puppy is staring at me. Okay. I think we're back. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Hey, what's up? Aurora? Aurora Carey? How's it going? It's funny because I'm just about to head off here and feed my puppy, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. Can you ask me for some advice? Yeah, of course. Of course. That's what I'm here for. For some silly goose advice. But, so yeah, I didn't kiss the girl when I should have. And, does it haunt me? No, it doesn't haunt me, but I think about it from time to time, and I'm like, oh man, I dropped the ball on that one. I dropped the ball heavy. I don't know. I've been talking to this guy for about 2 weeks now. We've been flirting on and off, but he hasn't replied in like 20 hours. Should I be worried? Ooh, okay. All right. That's a good one. Okay. 20 hours. So, for 2 weeks, that's a good chunk of time. Now, how many times would you guys text a day? Like before this? Like, is it one of those things where he was like constantly replying? Or was it like there'd be a few days where, you go hours without hearing from him? Because 20 hours and he hasn't replied. That's a good chunk of time. Yep, pretty much just us replying to our last text throughout the day. Okay. Should you be worried? Okay, let me ask you this. Was there anything he had planned to do today? Was there anything did he have to work overtime at work, or was he studying for a test, or was he doing anything out of the normal? Like something major that would take up a lot of his time? Because I could see if he had something major going on, then maybe he got busy, and not that I know of. I know he just has work in the morning. Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. In that case, that might be a little concerning. Because if they just suddenly drop off, like me coming from a guy's perspective, if you just suddenly drop off, there are not too many good answers for that. I mean, yeah, he could realistically have just been busy, or he could have taken a nap, or he just kind of overwhelmed with the day, and he didn't have a chance to get back to you, or he wasn't in the right mindset to get back to you. All those things could be true, but from my experience, more often than not, it's you might need to be a little concerned. Right, that's what I've been thinking, because people have their phones with them 24/7 in this day and age. Exactly. Exactly. It's one of those things where if you've been texting constantly like that for 2 weeks, what's the vibe been like? Like, are you guys like friends? Are you guys like trying to be romantically involved? Like, is it kind of where do you where does it feel like it was heading? Because you're right. This day and age, everyone has their phone on them constantly. I mean, my phone's right there. Like, and I'm not good at replying to people, but I always have my phone. It's a mix of being friendly, but a lot more flirty. Okay. A lot more flirty. Okay, 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 okay. All right. That makes, okay. I would say, okay. I like this. Thanks for popping by, Aurora. This is a perfect way to end the chat, or end the stream. Um, so if it's a mix of flirty, what I would say is that you might want to be concerned. I mean, I wouldn't. Are you starting to catch feelings? Like, where are you at? Like, are you like you're ending your stream, but you just start? Oh, did I might have? I don't know. It did. That's funny. Yeah, it's weird. My stream cut out, so I've already been streaming for like 5 hours, but it just like it restarted on the thing out here. So that's my bad. Yeah, but but yeah, were you catching feelings for him? Were you like, because that's important too. Like, where are you at? Where's your mind at? Before I give like any advice, because if it's one of those things where like, oh, you could take it or leave it. Like, you don't. Yeah, I think he's cute and real goofy and oops, and like I want to get to know him more. Okay, okay, okay. No, that's perfect. Uh oh, why does it keep? My bad, guys. Something keeps happening. We're gonna have to figure this out. All right, let's see. Oh, all right. We still rolling? Can you still hear me? Hopefully, I didn't lose you guys, because it definitely keeps cutting out on me. Hmm. Let me see if I'm still going. All right. Hopefully. Yeah, for some reason today I've been having some issues with my connection. I don't know what it is, but I apologize. We're right in the thick of things, right? About this this texting. Okay, so yeah, I think he's cute and real goofy, and I want to get to know him more. Okay, so yeah, personally, if it's one of those things, in my experience, if you've been texting with somebody like consistently, you know, you start to get like a feeling, like a vibe for them. You got start to get like their habits. For 2 weeks they were texting like consistently. You go maybe the time frame, like maybe they text back within a half hour or an hour or a few hours, or if they were at work, you kind of get where it goes, you know and if suddenly it stops, it drops off, and it's like suddenly not the norm, that's tough, because I've been there several times, and honestly, it usually is not good news. Usually I found that it's like either, you know, it could be a million things. I don't know. But what I would do personally is I would, if you don't hear from him for a while, maybe have you texted him since this 20 hours? Like, how many times? Like, it's one of those things where, like, it's tough because you don't want to, like, blow up his phone. But also, it's like, now you're not hearing from him when you usually would. So you're like, okay, are you all right? You good? Like, this is something I did. You start thinking, like, you start overthinking stuff. So what I would do is, if you don't hear from him, you know, by maybe the end of tomorrow, like, maybe shoot him a text like, hey, you still good? Or like, you good? You know, everything all right? And then if you don't hear from him after that, that's not good at all. Nope, just once, just to reply to his last message. Okay. And since you guys are friends, I don't want to double text because I'll look desperate. Yeah. No, that's definitely, it's a tricky line to navigate. Like, it is. I feel for you 100% because I've been there. But like I said, if it's one of those things like you don't hear from him tomorrow, and like it's usually like in these last 2 weeks you haven't gone this long without hearing from him, I don't think it's that weird to just shoot off one text, be like, hey, you know, I haven't heard from you. Hopefully you're still good, or is everything all right? You know, something like that, something along those lines, where it's like you're not like necessarily like, hey, oh, thanks, Aurora, awesome, welcome to the family. We've just started, but we're gonna be here for quite a while, right? Like but yeah, it's one of those things that's tough. You don't want to like double text. You don't want to be like, hey, and you want to blow up their phone because then they'll definitely not text back. They'll be like, okay, this person's like, nah. But you wanna see how they are, and you wanna make sure they're good, and so I think it's not the worst idea to be like, okay, tomorrow, if you haven't heard from him, you know, give him tomorrow and see. Maybe he just got caught up. Maybe he got busy. You know, one day isn't the end of the world. You know, there could be a million reasons for why he hasn't responded. And keep in mind, it is one of those things where like you guys have known each other for only 2 weeks, so you know, neither of you is really obligated to respond, you know, super quickly. But here's the thing. We met through Twitch and he streams tomorrow. Ooh. You just keep throwing little wrinkles in this. I like this. It's like a little mystery. Okay, so he streams tomorrow. You know, it'd be funny is text him while he's on stream and see if he picks up his phone. See his, like, you can literally see his response. And see if he ignores you. But no, don't do that. What I would do is, you know, well, maybe you could. I don't know. People have a million different reasons for not responding. But what I would usually in his streams. Sorry, my puppy's in the way. Usually I'm there in his streams and he barely gets any viewers, so I was thinking I don't show up on his stream tomorrow. Okay. That's a good. Okay, I can see that. But the problem with that is, like, if that's not normal, then I don't know. That's your call on that one. Maybe text him before his stream. Like, I don't know what time he streams, but like, text him if he streams at like in the afternoon or the evening. Text him before that, and just be like, shoot him off a text. Be like, yo, everything good? You alright? Like, just be like, hey, I haven't heard from you, you know, in some time, and that's like not normal for us. So, just wanted to see, hey, are you alright? Everything okay? And just send that. And if you don't hear anything back, that's an answer right there. If he doesn't respond to that, if he doesn't have the courtesy to respond, then it could be a million things. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's not interested anymore. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he's not in the right mindset. Any number of things could happen. But like, at that point, you might just gotta pump the brakes and just stay friends. Um, and that way you wouldn't have to waste an afternoon watching his stream, unless you really enjoy his streams, and then that's a tough pickle. Bro, I don't want to. I'm scared to look desperate. No, that's completely fair. Like you don't gotta do it. You don't. That's the thing. I'm just here speaking from my experiences, and I get what you're saying. You don't want to look desperate. Then the alternative to that is just wait it out and see if he responds to you. And if he does, awesome. But then that's always tough too, because then it's on his terms. It's like, you know, yeah, he's not obligated to respond to you like nobody is. Like, just because you have your phone on you doesn't mean you have to respond to who's texting you. But like, you guys who are like had a 2-week thing where it's like flirty and friendly, and you know, and when it just stops, you kind of, I don't know. It's just, that's tough. I don't know. I like it though. I mean, this is interesting, because right before you came here, I was literally talking about similar situations with my own self. So I think, oh my goodness, Aurora, you're in a pickle. I think that's the thing. You might be in a pickle in this one. Because, yeah, it's no fun to look desperate. But, I don't know. Like, I'm at the point now where, like, there ain't no shame in my game. Like, if I want to, like, I'd rather, for me personally, I would rather just know right off the bat, like, would have my answer. Like, maybe if he texts back and he says, hey, I'm sorry, I'm good. Like, you know, didn't mean, maybe he'll give you the reason. Then I'd like to know that so we can keep going. Or if he doesn't respond, I would like to know that too so I can cut it off. Like, I'm at the point where, like, I just don't want to, I don't want to live in that gray area that, like, you know. So it's tough though. I feel for you. I completely feel for you, because I've been in this exact situation. My other theory is that his bros probably told him to try to not reply to me for a day, so I start to overthink it. Try to play some mind games. Yeah, that makes sense. How old is he, if I might ask? Like, you don't have to tell me, but like, that's that. I can see what you're coming from, but like, that's such like a early 20s kind of situation thing for me. Like, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Like there's I don't know. Hmm. Man, that's so wild, because I've been there. I have been there. We're like the same age, 22, 23. I knew it. Aurora. That early 20 like mindset, for at least for guys. I'm not speaking about you, but like for dudes, it's like you could absolutely be right. Like with your theory, like his bros could be like, yo, you know, make her sweat. Like, make her wait a little bit, make her like think, make her, you know, you don't want to be like too, he doesn't want to give up too much power, or like doesn't want to look too eager on his end too, right? So you could be spot on. But oh my goodness, I'm glad you came through, because this is making me think. Mm. What do you want to do? Let's go with that. What do you want to do? Like, if you didn't, if there was no risk of like looking like, you know, desperate or cringe or like clingy, like, what would you do? I'm trying to think of like what I've done. Here's the thing. He literally has no game with girls at all. What would I do in his shoes? No, 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 no. What would I do? Like, what would you do? Like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to text him? Do you not want to text him? Do you want to show up at his stream? Do you not want to show up at his stream? Like, what would you do if, like, there was no risk of looking desperate? Would you text him? See how he is? Try to get an answer? Or what? Because I think there's a slight delay on your chat. Okay, yeah, my bad, my bad. Yeah, I'm having, I don't know what it is. Maybe because it's 2 a.m. I don't know. Maybe my puppy's tripped on the cords. I'm having some weird spirits up in these computers. I want him to reply. Yeah, you right. Okay, you right. 100%. That's ideal. So maybe just maybe the thing to do is wait for him to reply. You know, if you show up to a stream tomorrow, I mean that means he's alive. So why is he not texting back? If he's got fingers attached to him, like he should be good, right? Um, I don't know. Maybe lurk in his chat and maybe lurk in his on his stream. Be like, maybe he has no reason, or maybe I don't know. Low key for now, I just want to wait on it, and hopefully he'll notice I'm not in the stream tomorrow and be like, oh, you know what? I say go with that. If he's trying to like mind game you, don't even engage with it. Be like, all right, you know, even though I want to hear from you, if you do me like that, all right, do your thing. But the only problem with that is that, like, if you really vibe with him, it's like one of those things where you guys could both be thinking the same thing, and then like you never go any further, right? It's like he's trying to do one thing, like you're both trying to play mind games with each other, and nobody takes that step to be like, what are we doing? Like, I kind of like you. I'm hoping you kind of like me, you know. But I agree with you. Maybe you should just like wait it out a little bit, you know. If at some point you don't hear from him and you want to get a hold of him, yeah, and I'll probably post on my story that I'm hanging out with friends, living my best life. Yeah, definitely let him know. Maybe even tag him in it. No, like, I'm not mad at that. Because I have done that exact same thing. I've done so many different variations of this exact situation. I will say, in my experience, the waiting it out usually doesn't work, just because either I stop, like, if I'm really interested in them, but like they're doing something like this, and I like back up, like, I'll just forget about them. Like, I'll just cut him out. Like, I just like, and the same on his end. Like, maybe he's just like, oh, and you both kind of just drift away. So it's really on you to like decide how important this dude could be to you. And if it's just like, oh, just friends, like, oh, we just chatting, it's fun, he's flirty, he's goofy, he's cool, whatever, like, but like, that's it. You don't gotta say anything more than that. But if you think there's a chance that like he could be someone really cool for you, then I would have to say something, just for the pure fact of like, I don't want to regret it down the road. Like, I don't want to be like, 45. I'm like, man, there was this really cute dude I was talking to, and I just kind of let him drift away, and I drifted apart, and we're just both too stubborn to say what we really wanted. But I don't know. that's, you know, if you come through again, let me know how it goes because I'm curious. I'm curious. I mean, I really want to get to know him, and it's been going so well the past 2 weeks. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Oh man, I hate that for you. That I've been there. That's such a. Mm, I feel like being left on red or left like without response is like one of the worst feelings, especially when you've been going back and forth like consistently. Like that is one of the worst. Like you just like your whole day ruined because you're just like checking your phone constantly, like waiting for them to get back to you because you got so used to talking to them. But yeah, I like that. Maybe wait it out a day. See if he notices you not being in the stream. You know, what'll be that'll be like maybe Friday or Saturday if it's really on you. If you really like talking to him and you want to keep talking to him, at some point maybe reach out. Even though yes, it'd be a second text without a response. It'd be one of those where like at least you know and you wouldn't have to like waste your time. Like I'm so big on like not wasting my time anymore. Like so it's like I wouldn't want to think about this dude for another week if I didn't have to. If I knew that he was out, I'm gonna be out too. The last thing we talked about was him making fun of how tall I am when I'm literally 5'4" and he calls me a dwarf. See, I like that. I like that you guys have the banter like that. Like that's cool. And for the record, 5'4" is not a dwarf. That's, you know, 5'4" is like it's like a big dwarf. No, it's like 5'2" and under. You're probably a dwarf, but you're good. You're good. But no, that's cool that you have like banter like, and that's a weird thing to end it on. Like maybe you're good to just ride it out because if the last thing you guys talked about was like you kind of flirting like banter, that's usually a good sign that he's gonna get back to you. Yeah, he just teases me. Okay. Teasing can be fun. Like I like a good teasing. Like as long as you enjoy it, that's cool. But I'm surprised that like I don't know. In my experience, every like whenever, because I've been on the other end of it too, where I've been the guy who like stops replying, and it's usually because like I get bored or I get overwhelmed or I get like I start to I get involved in other things like not other people but like I get busy at work or things like that, like things come up. So okay, puppy, you come up, jump up. You gotta turn around, bud. Hey, turn around, puppy. Go up there. Turn around. Beep 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 beep. There you go. There you go. There you go. It's so fun during his streams too because bros always make fun of him because he always mutes to talk to me in the chat while they play. Oh, see, that's cute. Maybe it is. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe his bros are like seeing how much he's catching feelings, and they're like, "Whoa, you gotta make her think. You gotta like slow it down." That very well could happen. Like, especially you say he's in his early 20s, and he's got bros around. Like, you could be right. That's a good theory. But But I'm always like, man, in any kind of relationship or friendship, at, at some point, we're all gonna be like the desperate one, or like the one that like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, but like I said, and I've said a few times already, I feel for you, Aurora. Like that, I've been there, and I hate that feeling, and I hate that you have to go through that feeling. So I get it, and there really isn't a perfect answer for that or perfect advice. It's just all hinges upon what you want. and what you think he could be for you. Because, like I said, now where I'm at in my life, I will definitely reach out. I'll send that second text and be like, yo, you good? Like, you alright? Like, you done? I wouldn't be so blunt about it. I'd be, kind about it. But, like, how do you deal with it and what happened? Okay. Well, it depends on what. So I'll give you two examples. One where I was the one on your end and one I was the one on the other end. So the one when I was on your end, I remember there's this really, really great girl I was talking to, and we've been talking for maybe a month. And like, it was one of the first people I like even thought about dating after like a breakup. Like, she was the first person like I had even considered like going on a date with, and we just vibe. We were on the same mentality. Like, she liked a lot of the same things I did. She was going to school for teaching, and I'm a sucker for teachers. And she like, I just remember we go back and forth like day and night. Like, didn't matter. I mean, it wouldn't be more than an hour or two between like all of her responses on her texts. And we did this for maybe 3 weeks to a month. I was getting so excited to hear from her in the mornings. Like, one of those things, I was like texting her good night, like good morning and good night. And when I text somebody good morning or good night, when you're the last person I talked to, first person I talked to, that's a big deal. So, anyways, this whole month, right, we're talking to each other, and it is just, I'm like right there, like getting ready to like start planning dates to like come see her or like meet up or whatever the case. And right around then, she just stops. Like, I don't even remember what our last conversation was about, but it was like something normal. It was like, I can't remember if probably like a movie or some anime or something that we were both into. Like, we were talking about that, and she just drops like off the face. And it was one of those things where like, I was like, whoa, like, okay, what do I do? I've just spent, like, I just got attached to this person, and it's weird. Like, you get attached. Like, we didn't meet in real life. Like, I think we met on Tinder or something like that, or Bumble. But like, it was somebody like I really like. She was really cool. Like, I could tell through text, and like, we had talked enough. Like, I talked to her more than I talk to a lot of my friends these days. And she just ghosted, like just disappeared. And I did the thing that you were talking about where I waited it out for a while. I waited. It was at least a couple days. Because it's like, I'd never met her like face to face. So like, I don't know her obligations. Maybe she's out of town. Maybe she's working a lot. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it could be. So I think I waited like 3 or 4 days. And then I sent a text. I think after the 4th day or something, just along the lines of like, hey, are you alright? Like, hope you're good. I missed talk. I wasn't like sappy with it, but I was like, it was, I don't even think I said I missed talking with you, but it was like, are you okay? Like, hope you're alright. I think I left it something like that. And I never heard anything back from her. And as I'm saying this now, that probably wasn't the best story to tell you, because it didn't end well for me. But I never heard back from her. Like, she just dropped, and she didn't have a stream I could go watch and like see if like she was okay. Like, I really had no idea what happened. Like, my honest opinion, I think she like lost interest in me, or maybe she met somebody else, or could be a million things, right? But I never heard back. And it was one of those things like I said, it was the first person that I had like considered even dating, like going to like meet up and like get coffee and like get to know since a breakup. And I was like, that sucks. So I didn't that was one where like after that I didn't really open up to a lot of people for like at least a few months, because like I feel for you, I get it. Like 2 weeks of just texting and like you meet someone who like you vibe with and you like you're catching little sparks and like little feel good feelings for, and then they just disappear. It's like what? Oh my, yeah, it is heartbreaking, right? It was like that was not fun. That was not okay. So now I'll give you a better one where I was kind of on his end. Um, I had a really cool. It was. It's cool now because we're good friends. But back when we like first met, we were gonna kind of date. Um, but it was someone that like I had known of through friends, and they always thought like we'd be perfect for each other. Um, and so I knew like that was probably bad because I was like in my head about like, okay, this is supposed to be someone like I'm compatible with, right? Like all my friends are like, she's perfect for you. Like you guys are gonna be, the cutest couple. And so it was one of those things where, we'd been texting, quite a bit. You know, I'd already met her in person, but like I didn't really know her. So a friend of mine gave me her number. Like we both just were texting back and forth. It was really cool, really nice, like really funny. I laughed a lot. Um, but then I started getting too nervous. Like it started approaching a time where like we're gonna meet up and like have drinks and maybe date. I was starting to get like in my head about like, okay, all my friends think I'm supposed to be good with her, but like what if I'm not really good with her? Like what if I don't like her? What if like I meet and it's like I'm not funny and she doesn't like me, and then now like I gotta go to my bros and be like, yo, she doesn't like me like that, like, and I'll be embarrassed. And so I started like for me it wasn't just like a cut, but like I slowly like was texting her less and less because I was so far in my head about like just being worried that it was not gonna work. Like for some reason I don't know why, like I started listening to the outside noise instead of my own like what I wanted. And so yeah, I ended up like slowly backing up and like letting it just like kind of fizzle out. And then one day I saw her, like I ran into her at at this coffee shop, and I thought it was going to be awkward because I saw her and like I knew she saw me and I was in line, and I was like, well, now I have to go say something. And I thought it was going to be so awkward because I had like essentially ghosted her. But the first thing she said to me was something like, "Oh, so you didn't die." And I busted out laughing, and she laughed, and it was one of those things where like I to this day I wish I had texted her back because I didn't realize that like now we're good friends, but like because I did that, like now we can't date because I dropped the ball. I fumbled the bag. Um the pressure got to me. Yeah, 100% the pressure got to me. 100%. It's like when your boys are telling you like, "Oh, this girl's perfect for you." When they set you up, it's like when your friends set you up on a blind date. It's like if this doesn't go well and it gets back to my friends that like I'm the dud, that's so embarrassing. Like that sucks. Like I'm not gonna be able to live that down for a minute. But it worked out well. It We're friends now. But like had I texted back, we might have dated, and it might have been something great. And part of me on some days, like on my lonely days, I regret not texting her back. So that's, I guess, what my advice to you is like, if you can see a future where like you would regret not texting this boy back, then you should text him back, or you should text him. You know, because who knows? Maybe in 5 years, if you guys just fizzle out, maybe he'll regret not texting you back. Like I did. Like, who knows? So I guess maybe that helps with, like, I don't know if that's what he's thinking at all or his mindset. It could be completely different from what he is, but that's just my experience. Is like, I was definitely that guy who stopped texting, and like I regret it. So I prefer seeing the future where he'll regret not texting me back. Okay, okay, I like that. I'm not mad at that. That's it. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Like that's perfectly acceptable, perfectly okay. You know, let him regret you. Oh no, no. Let him regret not getting you or not having you, right? Let him fumble the bag and, you know, let him live the rest of his life knowing that, like, he done goofed. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because you be living your best life. You be posting your stories and you be just fine. You'll be just fine without him. So, I think you solved your own conundrum on this one. I think we solved something today. Ain't that right, Nashville? We solved something, buddy. IDK though, I wonder if he'll notice. Well, if he doesn't notice, then that's your answer right there, which sucks. Like, that's no fun. But like, if he doesn't notice, you're worth way more than that. You're worth somebody noticing that you're not there. Oh well, yeah, exactly. Like, oh well, it's like, if he doesn't notice your presence is missing. You know, if he wasn't as excited to talk to you as you were excited to talk to him, or he wasn't excited to text you back like you were excited to text him back, like, then he's not it. You know. At least that's my thought on it. It's like, because I've been in the situation. I've lived quite a life, and I've had quite a few experiences. I'm mad that you missed before the stream cut out. I had a real good story about me when I fumbled. I didn't kiss the girl when I was supposed to kiss the girl, and I regret it. And it was a really funny story. It's like, I haven't told it before, and it was. But that being said, I've lived quite a life and had quite a few experiences and met different people and had different relationships. So one thing I've learned is, like, look, if they don't value you, if they don't notice you're gone, then that's your answer. Like, repeat the story. It was like a half-hour story. It's How about this? If you end up back on this channel, on my channel, if you come back sometime, like in the future, if you happen to make your way here, we'll make a deal. If you tell me how it went with your guy, I will repeat the story, and you'll know all the details of my embarrassing stargazing date. So yeah, that's the deal. If you agree to it, if you come back, and it could be in, whenever, if you ever come back through here, like, just say repeat the story, and I'll know what you mean. But I also want to know how it goes with him. I want to know if he texts you back, or if you text him, or whatever the situation is. Like, I'm invested now, Aurora. I'm invested to see, what shakes out. Sounds like a deal. You seem to stream almost every day anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I'm here pretty much every night. So So yeah, if whenever you are up, I'll repeat the story, and I've got a bunch more that are equally as embarrassing that over time everyone's gonna hear. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But but yeah, guys, I gotta take a little Nashville out, and I gotta get him fed. So we're gonna call it a night tonight. And Aurora, good luck. Like I said, if he doesn't notice that you're gone, that's the answer. But if he does notice, then we can work with that. There's something you can do with that. If he notices you're missing or not responding or not as a stream, we can work with that, because that's a good sign. But yeah, thank you so much for your leave. Of course, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I like to yap. I like to give advice, and so yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for the follow, and yeah. Next time you're back and you say repeat the story, I'll know. So tomorrow night is gonna be Korean drama night. So we're gonna talk about all the Korean dramas, or not all of them, but a lot of them I like. And so yeah, tune in for that. I'm excited to yap about some stuff I love. So on that note, hopefully you guys are having cozy nights, cozy evenings. It's about almost 3 a.m. over here, so I'm gonna hit the sheets. You got anything to say? You gonna close it out, buddy? I appreciate it so much. I'll tell you how it goes. Okay, deal. Because I want to know. Like I said, you should still text. I mean, you know how ballsy that would be if you text him during his stream and see how he's. But don't do that. Don't. That's a bad. That's not. That's bye. See ya, Aurora. But yeah. All right, guys. Tomorrow is K drama night. We're gonna talk all about Korean dramas and some of my celebrity crushes, and so yeah, that'll be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be here 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, so whatever that is for you guys, come through. Stay for it all. Don't, if you're busy, that's cool too. But I'll be here, so it'll be fun if you joined and chat about. If you like Korean dramas, this is the spot. So yeah, this was fun today. I hope you guys like Minecraft. That was fun, building our little mansion. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Night, guys. I'll see you later.